So I am Eileen Lonergan, and with Andrew Palmer and Sean Barton, the three of us, comprise part of the Layoutscloud team. We're the most visible. We have designers and some admin help that we absolutely couldn't live without, but they're not really on the front lines chatting with people, but they are in the groups, so you may come across them at some point or another. And every month we come up with 20 new layouts, and if you are on the agency package, you have access to those 20. We have a freelancer package, which gives you 10 layouts a month. And then I believe most of you have downloaded the plugin for free, which is great. And with that comes the library of free layouts and one new layout a month forward. So I wanted to meet up and answer any questions people have about installing the plugin or getting, hey, Sean's here now. Installing the plugin or downloading a theme or editing or saving, and we have access. So answers may vary slightly based on if you have a premium membership versus the plugin, but we'll keep this basic. Did anybody come with questions that they want us to answer right away, or would we like a demo?
Demo's good.
Demo, okay. Andrew, do you want to do the demo, or would you like me?
No, sure, I'm ready. I'm up and running. So
okay.
Do the demo. I'll start from the top. So I'll just share my screen. Nice and quiet. So we were talking about the a la carte layout. So you can use that. Dean had a question. Can you use this to offer a service to build Divi websites? And of course you can. That's the whole point of it. It's developer centric or consumer centric. You know, there's no real reason for anyone not to build websites for their friends, family, customers, whomsoever they want to. And that's why we develop these a la carte layouts, because you can actually put these onto your own websites and offer these as samples of the kind of work that you can do. We've got 3 or 4 layout packs that are called a la carte, so you can choose whichever ones you want. So how do you actually put that on your page? So let's just take a run through of the Divi Cloud plugin. So you obviously hopefully got it installed. It's here in your sidebar. So if you go into Divi Cloud in your settings, you can also white label that, which is a much asked for situation. And also you can say, I want it to be only to show the layouts from my cloud. Now this is quite specific for developers who don't want their customers to see all of the layouts in the Layouts Cloud. They only want to see their own designs that they've maybe made from the cloud. But you know, once you've developed a website, one would think that you would delete the plugin. And we get a lot of questions: if I delete the plugin, do I lose what I've built? And no, you don't. So you can just delete the plugin whenever you like. When you're updating the plugin, you can also update that manually by going to My Account in Layoutscloud and downloading the plugin, deleting it in the installation that you've got, and uploading it, or using the auto update. If the auto update fails, the fail-safe is just to go to your cloud. So here, I'm just going to alter where this comes from, because I've got an slightly older version. Layoutscloud, so you can put any URL in your white label. Leave that where it is, but I'm going to call it Andrew's Cloud. And all I do is save that setting, and that's me white labeled. So now when I go to or refresh the page, hopefully the Divi Cloud will now say Andrew's Cloud. No, it won't, because I've just none of the changes took. Sorry about that.
You pressed the wrong save button.
I know I did. That's why. Just thanks for that. Sean's just entered a competition for stating the obvious, but there you go.
Hey, you did it. I hope it works now.
Better do. You built it, buddy.
Oh, it used to work.
Yeah. Well, that's now saved, hopefully. Yeah. Do a refresh.
Should do.
There we are. Andrew's Cloud, even with a /. So now I can go to either my Andrew's Cloud, and I can look at all of the layouts in situ, and I can just add them directly to the library. I can preview them, and I can favorite them. So that's always a good thing to be able to do. And it takes a second or so for that favorite to present itself. So if I favorite a couple, this is where we look at how we use these toggles here. So I only want to see my favorites only, and I can search. And it's just my favorites. So that's a real time saver. Sorry? Okay, so that's a real time saver. And I can also, because we have different levels, so if I'm a Divi Cloud plugin owner, obviously I'm going to see some layouts that I can't get access to. So to negate that, we've put an available only to me as well. So you just hit that search button, and it will only show you the layouts that you can have either in your Divi Cloud or your freelancer. And obviously, if you're an agency, you get to see everything, which is a good thing. Now, with the search, obviously, you've got to uncheck whatever you've searched for. And you can also search under categories. So, for instance, I want to just search for some music. Hopefully, there's something under that. And that will give me some clues about music. Now, we've generically named them, but obviously, if you're looking at doing a podcast or a YouTube video or a video website, you can look under these kind of categories of music and podcasting and things like that and say, well, okay, you know, I could make that work for something else. And it's similar with landscaping, for instance. So if you don't want to look under there, you can say, okay, what have you got for landscaping? Let's have a quick search. Nothing at all. So, which I knew. So maybe I want to look under florists, because landscaping is generally green, all nice colours, and there are florists in there. I might have done something else there.
It might be singular.
That's true.
I think maybe you get the source checked as your own stuff still.
No, yeah, maybe there is, but no, they've done that now. So there we are. We've got the florist. So you can adapt any kind of layout to whatever you like. So let's go back to the cloud. Hopefully that refreshes the search. There it does. So you can add to library directly, which is great. You can have a look at your sections, which you can only add to your library on your own installation. Unfortunately, for the moment, we can't save layouts as they are or modules to the your My Cloud situation, but we're working on that, and it's something that's very, very complex. You know, Divi wasn't built by us, so we have to back engineer it, if you like, to figure out how they save sections. And there's a few calls to the database to make that happen. We're having some situations where it's not actually happening. But with Divi 3.1 coming out soon, hopefully we'll be able to dig more into the Divi code. So you can have a look at some modules. We've got a few in there, and we're looking to update those as well. And we've got a few nav bars as well. Now, with nav bars, this is particularly important because, you know, the header situations and the designs in Divi have often been criticised for not being able to be updated easily. And that's really to do with the way that Divi and WordPress work together in the customizer. So we've put in a few nav bars there, and again, it's something that we're going to look to add as well. But when you do apply a nav bar to your website development, it will alter the customizer settings, so just be aware. Now, site skins are something that's coming up in the future. So there are a few things under development. We've got a no-brainer coming up in a few weeks. But site skins are based on customizer settings and making sure that all your H1s, H2s, your buttons, your colors are in the layout, and they will also be inherited by any other layout that you make within the website that you're building, because there's coding in there to say, okay, well, the buttons are all the same color, the hovers are all the same color. But again, that's fairly complex, and that's something we're working on. Now, a question that we get asked a lot actually is what snippets are. Now, these are yours. It's nothing to do with us. All we've done is we've put in a facility for you to save CSS. So if you've seen a nice bit of CSS somewhere out there in the wild, there's always lots of bits, even if it's as simple as a display none for a menu item and a CSS ID, then this is the where you can put it, because wherever you install Divi Cloud, you will always be able to access your snippets. So, all you got to do is you've got to say what the title is, paste in the CSS, and save it. And you can also say, okay, I want to copy that to clipboard without having to highlight all of the text, and you can use it in any installation. So that's the Divi Cloud dashboard. So now when you want to, bear with me, just let me turn my phone off. Here we go. So now when you want to add a page, all you do is go to your pages and you say, okay, I want to add new. Give it a title. Use the Divi Builder. Load layout. Go to your cloud or Divi Cloud. And I'm building a site, let's say, for simply.
Good morning, it's Andrea. Good morning. How are you?
Can we mute Andrea?
That's all right.
I don't see oh, sorry, gotcha.
Thank you. So we've got an architect portfolio here, architect team or home. We've got some sets in here as well. So you can preview those to see if it's the kind of layout that you want. And you can scroll down. And you can say, okay, well, I like that. I can make some amendments to that. I can change the images around, and I'm going to apply that layout. Quite a big layout, and we're also on Zoom, so bear with it. There we are. So that's that layout put in there. It's great. You've got some code modules that we advise you to keep them there, because that obviously helps you with the layout. And we just publish that. Bear with me. I've got a 20 meg internet connection, which for the UK is dreadful. And I've got an internal server. Great. So let me just refresh that. That's happened about once a year on this site, my test site, so apologies for that. There we are. So viewed that page. Everything's there that I want it to be there. And then I can go into my visual builder and I can amend this, or I can go into my back office builder and amend that as well. Now, with that, you may want to save that to your library. say you've done an amendment to that, but you love it and you don't particularly want to have to search through all of the layouts of Divi Cloud next time you come to it. So you can save this to your library. You can either save it to the actual site library, or you can save it to your own cloud, which I'm doing now.
So if you are making use of your own My Library, you're going to want to make sure in the next site you install the plugin in that you put your API code, because that's how you will be able to find what's in your library.
And let's just make you aware that My Library or My Cloud is only available on Freelancer and Agency. So I've saved that now to my library. I want to add a new page, and I want to use that page as my template, let's say, because I've made some amendments to it. I want the blurbs to stay where they are. So simply, I just go to add a new page, load layout, go to My Cloud, view My Cloud, and there it is. And it produces on the fly. We've done something really quite clever, really, which is as soon as you save a layout to your cloud, the Divi Cloud system or Layouts Cloud system produces basically a featured image for it, and it scrolls automatically. So it helps you recognize exactly what's there. So you've also got a delete option. So there's a test there that I'm going to delete, just to show you it kind of works. And also, there is for cloud users, once you've amended a layout, or you think a layout is great and some other people might like to see it or use it, you can actually add that to the community cloud. And that again is available to freelancers and agencies. So let's apply that. And there we are. I've got my second layout. And I think that's about it on that demo. What do you think, Eileen?
I think it was great. You nailed all of the highlights. I think the only thing we didn't talk about was you could create your own categories, but I think people are clever enough to understand.
Well, I can go through that anyway. That's no problem. So let's just actually Sean can go through that, I think. So Sean, you can share your screen. We might as well all share the load.
Yeah, I might struggle because of my internet connection here, but give me a second. I'll see if I can fire something up. So what would you like to know? I can talk through it at this stage, actually.
Saving categories, deleting categories.
Right, okay.
Making new categories for your own cloud and deleting those categories when you've had enough of them.
Okay, cool, no worries. Right, well, I mean, I'll just talk for a second because my local install is taking some time to actually wake up, so give it a minute. Do you want to share your screen and I can run people through what you're on yours? That might be easier.
Yeah, sure.
Just because, unfortunately, where I am right now, if I try and do too much on the internet, it might collapse. Right, so you can, within your My Cloud area, you can obviously save your own layouts, and that's fine. But what if you've got loads of them? Excuse me. You are likely to use the feature quite a lot if you like it. And actually, one thing that's really cool is around the white labeling stuff that we do. You can actually you can white label your site to show certain My Cloud categories to certain people. Yeah, I'm flitting around a bit. So, sorry, Andrew, if you go to there, you just scroll down to white labeling. You don't need to do anything for now, but basically, white labeling is obviously we don't necessarily want everyone to see that you're using this DiviCloud plugin. You might want to call it Andrew's Cloud like we've got here, or a lot of our clients or a lot of our customers like to use this for their own clients. So you're building a site for somebody and you say, hey, great, I've got you a bunch of different layouts that I've created. Or you might say you've got a bunch of landing pages you want to create, for instance. And you'll put those in a category. And then I think here we had a setting, didn't we? Maybe it's in the new, here we go, My Cloud subsets. Now, Andy's not got many there for now, but let me just run through these options here. You can rename the plugin, which is kind of at the heart of what you'd understand white labeling to be. So plugin name, URL, author, etc. So you can make it look like it's yours, no problem. Disabling the community cloud, fine. I mean, that's, we talked about community cloud yet? We haven't, have we?
We have.
Yeah, I just mentioned that you can save a layout to the community.
Oh, great. Okay. So, yeah, so we've got this feature where we allow people to save their own My Cloud layouts, but to share them with other people, you know. But you might not want to put that on a client site, so you can turn that off with white labeling. Disabling DiviCloud layouts is if you want to install the DiviCloud plugin on a client site, white label it, but not show any of the DiviCloud layouts and sort of just restrict it to the My Cloud interface. So if they're going to load stuff from the library, the first thing they're going to see is the My Cloud area, which is really good actually, because it hides all of our stuff. And you, obviously, anything of ours that you wanted to use, you will have used before you white labeled it. Save it to your own library, and then it shows. Where are we? Disable live chat. Well, in the bottom right-hand corner of Andy's screen, there's a little red intercom thing. This is how you're going to get in touch with us if you're having issues, if you've got any questions, comments, feedback, whatever. That's only available on this page, I think, and maybe the gallery, that's what the Andrew's Cloud page where the grid is. I can't remember, but we've added that specifically. So when you're developing, if you have a question, you can contact us, and we do cover the majority of the day across the three of us here with our live chat. So do get in touch. And My Cloud subsets is if you've got 3 or 4 client projects on the go on different websites where you're using this system, you could create a category in your My Cloud interface for each client. So client 1, 2, 3, 4. And where Andy here has got AP as his category, you might have client 1, 2, 3, and 4. You check the boxes that are relevant to that particular site you're working on. You might want one site to have a couple of categories to show, and another one to have none, etc., etc. When you press save, it means that they will only ever see that particular bit. Let's just turn off white labeling for a second, because it's not really, I just wanted to go over the My Cloud stuff, and I'm not sure how much stuff we can show at the minute. Where are you at?
Bear with me a second.
Just click on delete white labeling for now. That's it, yeah, that'll clear that one off. Let's go back to DiviCloud. Okay, right, so if you go to your any page and then load from library area. In fact, no, sorry, we can do it from the gallery view. Click on the normal Andrew's Cloud, which will be DiviCloud now. That's it. It'll take you to the main grid there. And then you should be able to see My Cloud in the top corner. There we go. Now, you've seen this already. That's great. But you had the sorting options on the top bar before, where you were able to sort between favorites, categories, and other sorts of things. On the top bar, where Andy's clicking now, you'll see he's got a category called AP. And obviously there's only one, so it's not really a good example, but we can create a category. So create one, Andy, for me. There you go. Sean test. And when you press create, the page will refresh. And assuming it's working at the minute, when you click on categories again, you should see it. Ah, thank God for that. There you go. You'll see Sean test. Now we've got 2, we can actually go and add something to the Sean test category. So let's close the that should actually have hidden everything, because there aren't any currently. You can press categories again, and it'll come back. Press categories, click on all categories, and they'll all come back. There you go. Right. So let's go with this architect layout you've got. Click on Edit Categories there on the purple button below the first one, and you'll see 2 checkboxes. Obviously, for you, you'll see as many categories as you have, and just press Assign. What that's going to do is it's going to refresh again, because obviously it's telling our server that you want that particular post to go into those 2 categories. And then we'll go into categories, click on the Sean test, and we're now seeing only 1. So if you've got hundreds or even ends, frankly, of layouts in your My Cloud area, and you're using this for clients or just for yourself to keep things organized, you can use the categories drop down at the top to flick between them. To remove the category, you just click on Edit Categories again in the same way and untick the box and press Save. So it's pretty logical, really. We don't yet have the ability for you to delete your own categories, but do let us know if you do want to delete one, and we can delete it for you from the system without deleting any of your data. That's actually coming soon. We've got another plugin update probably in the next month where we'll be adding a bunch of new features for you anyway. So any ideas, do get in touch and let us know. So is there anything I haven't covered in that so far?
I think that's pretty clear.
I think it's great. I'm going to unmute everybody. And if you have a question, I don't think we have the raise your hand feature, but you please either
Can you pop it in the Zoom chat?
pop it in the Zoom chat and
So who's that making all that noise?
That's Rob.
is it Rob? I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, it's Rob. So.
Okay, I muted you, Rob.
Just have to use the chat, Rob.
I just put a question in chat. If you can tell me more about the a la carte menu.
I haven't seen that in the chat. Just got a real problem with a mobile phone. That's it. Sorry about that. It's just something to do with webinars and everything. Phones don't like them.
Oh, that was Lynn, was it?
Okay.
Sorry.
Lynn, I'm sorry, your question didn't come through. You were asking about menus and a la carte?
Yeah, just tell me how the a la carte menu works. Do you put it into a page? How does it work?
Yeah, let me share my screen and just explain that again. And I'll actually add an a la carte source page. So imagine this is my own website, and I want to add an a la carte page to the website. So let's just go and say add new. And we'll call it demo layouts. I use the builder. I load a layout. I look for my a la carte. And I want a la carte number 1. Now this has got a temporary CSS situation, so I'll show you how to fix that. Now if you view this page, on some of the layouts we've done, and specifically ones that require their own CSS, we've put this little code module on and show you, to show you how it's done really. So within this code module, you just open that up, copy all that code. I actually prefer to do it through the back office builder, so that's the way I'll go. It's just easier for me. I can now delete that block. I can go up to here into my custom CSS and I just paste that, save it. I can also add, let's say, another text module. Or I can add anything actually, but let's just call it a text module. I can do whatever I like with that. Update it. page. And I should have put that in text, but I could say, you can take all of it out. You get the idea that you can add all your layouts there. The customers can view them. And you can do what you like with them after that.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Cool. It's one of the. I think it's actually one of the best. There's some really cool things. I know that we built this, or Sean built this with, with everything that we're doing. But basically, it's one of the coolest things that the Layoutscloud does. Along with saving your layouts to your own cloud, with the white labeling, with snippets, with the sections and modules, and of course, if you want to save sections and modules, by all means import them. You can split up your own layouts and say, okay, well, I like that section. So you have to say, if you want to save that section to the cloud, you have to save that as a layout. So if you've got a favorite few sections that you're using all the time, I would build them all on one page and just keep them in the cloud, and then you can delete the sections that you don't want to use on that particular development page.
All right, we have another question from Stephen, and he asks, if a client chooses to go to another developer, what do we actually delete? The Divi API and the Layoutscloud API?
You need to take that one.
Yeah.
I can take that one, or it's easy.
Yeah, you do it then if you want.
No, it's just easy. All you do for Divi Cloud is you delete the plugin. That's it. There's no other steps that you need to take. They lose access to Divi Cloud. It's that simple. With Divi, it's your choice. Don't forget that Divi we're not Divi, so the basic advice is it is your own choice. If a client leaves you, whether it's acrimonious or whether it's a nice way, saying, okay, you've done a great job, but I'm actually going to go to this developer for ABC reasons. They might be an Infusionsoft specialist, or they might be an integrator or something else, whatever. You can persuade your client to buy their own version of Divi or their own package. And you've got, Divi have a great affiliate marketing situation. So sign up as an affiliate to Divi and say, look, I'm taking my API out of Divi, but here's a link for you to buy your own version. And all you have to do is put in your username and API and you'll get regular updates. It's not that much of a bone of contention as far as I'm concerned. Most people are reasonable. You've paid for the Divi theme. There's no reason why your client should take your Divi API with you. And also, there are some situations where a developer who's particularly clever will be able to spot the Divi API somewhere in your code anyway. So just delete them and be as nice as possible about it. Does that answer that question?
Sort of. I'd say in terms of the Divi Cloud stuff, deleting the plugin probably isn't enough. If the new developer might want to use Divi Cloud as well, or restore it from a backup or something like that, and I've got the files, if you activate the plugin again, your API key will still be there. The safest thing to do is to go into the Divi Cloud setting, go to the API, the password field there, the API key field, clear it or put some gibberish in and press save. That then will literally immediately remove access to Divi Cloud from the system. That's your My Cloud, everything else. So
and then if you delete the Divi plugin, it will produce that nonsense password or nonsense API as well. So so well done, Sean. That's
All right, so let's just be clear, because I see this question come up a lot. If you delete the plugin, you do not lose the layouts that have been downloaded. So everything that you've built and created is intact, and you can feel confident that you're not messing up, even if you're doing it for yourself for an update or something. So don't fret about deleting the plugin. All right, the next question. Many layouts are one-pagers. I am now working with Handyman 2. When I need a new page, contact, about, etc., how is your workflow?
Well, that's quite easy to work out, really. Just basically, what I do, and it's up to the developer as well, but what I do, I've just recently done an interior design website from one layout, and I took the home page, took the bits that I liked, and just made the about, services, and the portfolio pages from that basis. So I saved the layout to the cloud, import it again as an about page, and just amend that page thereof. And I've got all the same kind of colorways, the fonts are the same, you've got some consistency there. So that's how I would do it. The thing is that Layoutscloud, and a lot of people are confused by this, we get, Eileen and I pretty much handle most of the support on Divi Cloud. And a lot of the questions are, it's about child themes. Now, these are not child themes, these are layouts, and they're single page layouts. They don't include headers. They can include footers, but you still have to do a bit of development work. So what we've tried to do with building Layoutscloud is to make it appropriate for you as a developer, as someone that has got some Divi knowledge, so that you know that you've got to do your own menus and navigation, you know that you've got to do your own footers, you know that you've got to, in some situations, save contact forms, for instance, as global sections and modules. So it makes your workflow better. They're not child themes, they are simply what they say on the box, layouts.
So Andrew, your volume, your sound is just slightly in and out. So I'm just going to condense that to make sure it's clear to Rob. What Andrew and I, and probably Sean, all do is load in the one pager and use it, adjust it accordingly, then create your about page, delete sections that have no relevance to the about. There's probably an about section within that one page. Modify that, and then delete the rest of whatever you don't need, and then move on to contact, etc. Okay, you're working on the right away. I strip out what I don't need. Perfect. Okay, so that's good. I don't have any more questions in the chat. Does anybody have anything else?
I mean, what I'm interested in is how you're using, for instance, then you're looking to use it to expand your business, one would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is for. It's for developers to say, I've got a new resource, I've got a total resource that I can build websites much quicker. I can show my customers the layouts. They can choose from, I think if you're in agency, it's not far off 500 layouts. I don't think.
There's quite an enormous library. Sean and I were trying to count, and we couldn't come up with an exact number because there's some things in there that are free that, like, Michelle Noonan donated along the way, and we have some other contributions, but we're going to work on that, Sean, you and I, getting a total.
Thanks, Abby. That's great. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't just say Sean.
Yeah.
How are the cloud layouts different than the free layouts available from Elegant Themes? They are different in as much as the free layouts from Elegant Themes are excellent in the way that they just use the native Divi situations. Like if you look at them, they're pretty similar. Let's be honest. But most websites are. It's a kind of L shape or it's a U shape or whatever it might be. But the ones that we put into Layoutscloud are, I think, built from experience as being web developers across a vast range of customers. I mean, Eileen has authors, plumbers, florists, hairdressers, affiliate marketers, and all that kind of stuff. And also, I've been in this business for about too long, 25 years or something. Sean, 10 or 12 years as well. So we've got vast experience across what web design was and what we think web design should be. So when we brief our developers and our designers, again, who have got years of experience, we kind of try and make them make the layouts a little bit more complex than the ones that you're getting from Elegant Themes. And I have to be really honest and frank here. I built a website with a layout from Elegant Themes, printer a couple of weeks ago. And it was just so easy. So I see the appeal of the layout manager from Divi. Like, you can't believe it's wonderful. But what we're just an add-on service. Yes, we are a premium service, but I think we provide good value, and certainly by having the ability to save stuff to the cloud, I think that's where we're unique.
Right. And Sean and I really work with the designers on the monthly layouts. So we definitely have requests, and we love requests. If you have an inspiration site, send it to us, because, we are happy to see what's available and what people are looking for. And, I think Andrew was a little gracious in his commentary. I am very, very practical in the layouts that I pick. I want things that I can use for the lawyers, for the hairdressers, for the authors. And a lot of times I guide the layouts that I'm working with my designer on in that direction. So, if you want more artistic, or if you want something, for a blogger or something really specific, honestly, reach out. I would love to talk to you about it.
But Alex has a good question here, and it's something that we didn't highlight in the very beginning, and I've no idea why. We're supposed to be professional marketers, but basically, if you end your subscription, or if you don't continue with your subscription of freelance or agency, the only thing you lose is access to my cloud and everything you saved in my cloud. You still get lifetime access to the Divi Cloud plugin, so you've still got N number, I think it's 190 layouts that you can choose of, mixed, from the community, and also from, we've decided to put in there because it's appropriate. Some people find it hard to find where they are.
Sorry.
So you don't lose anything apart from access to my cloud. You still have a lifetime subscription or a lifetime access to Divi Cloud through the Divi Cloud plugin. Hope that's answered well, Alex.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So I am recording this call, and Andrew will turn it into a proper video, and we will get it out to the community. If anybody has anything else, we can wrap up. Before we say goodbye, we can answer any other questions. Sean or Andrew, do you have any parting words?
Well, just thanks for downloading the cloud. And if you want to find out about, we do our best to keep in touch with you. We send out, as Elegant Marketplace, we send out 2 emails a week, which we think is enough. But when we want to do a Divi Cloud update or Divi Cloud announcement, specifically, next month we're looking forward to a couple of really kind of game changer situations that are going to be put into Divi Cloud. Just make sure that you're signed up to the Elegant Marketplace newsletter, and bear with us, because it's 2 emails a week from Elegant Marketplace, and maybe 1 or 2 email announcements from Divi Cloud or the Layoutscloud a month. Literally, I sent out an announcement for one of Sean's plugin updates the other day, and one of the people that own it, gave us a spam complaint, and it's basically, we're just trying to keep you updated. Treat your data with much respect, because we're people that get spammed to hell and back, and we don't want to spam anyone, but we do want to keep you informed. So make sure you white label us. We do send out a lot of emails. We've got something like 40,000 people in our mailing list. So when we send out an email, it's quite expensive for us as well. So we would like to make sure that you're all on board with the marketing and emails. And also, join, if you're not part of the Facebook Divi Theme Users group that Eileen started in March 2014, I think, get in that group, make sure you look at the pinned posts and participate, because that's what it's all about. This whole community is all about participation. And that's it.
And that's it. I see the scuba diving layout request, and I love that. So Absolutely. Absolutely. Super motivated for that one. So look for it.
Brilliant. So you've got 10 seconds to ask another question. And, yeah, hang on, there's another question.
From Stephen, this is a good one. I am assuming the layouts are created with, at the time, royalty-free stock images. What if I get one of those infamous Getty image letters?
Well, I've had one of those infamous Getty image letters, and they are vociferous in their activities. They literally have 500 people working in one legal department trying to sue everybody for images that they even don't own. I mean, there was a case last year where the United States, I think the United States Library or whatever, put out all of these images that were available for free, CCO, any use at all. Getty tried to sue a guy. So my best advice on that, I've won against Getty. They tried to get me for an image that I bought from Getty many years ago, and it was about 250 by 250 pixels of a hairdresser, and they tried to invoice me for $1,600 for unlicensed use. Even when you have a license from Getty Images, they still try to sue you. So, I produced the license. They said, well, it's not the right license, and it was the right license. You have to jump through hoops. My best advice is don't use Getty Images. The images that we use, as far as we are aware, are CCO. Now, we're tightening that up big time as of last month, and we will be accrediting images as well. So in some of the layouts, you will see some credits. If you don't, you can assume that they are CCO. But if you're uncertain, you can also do a reverse image search just to make sure for yourselves. They are basically there to guide you in what type of imagery to use in your layouts. But one would hope that not all of you are using the same images on the designs that you're getting from Layoutscloud anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a really good question from Rob. What makes a layout typical florist? If you add scuba divers in the images, you have a scuba layout.
You
Absolutely. You absolutely do. So one thing for us is that people are very literal and they like to see what, the theme, and it's easier for us to design around a theme. So that guides us. But if you say, I really want to lay out with a cool form, or I really want sliders, let us know, and then we can integrate that into one of the layouts that we're already working on, or inspire us for a new layout. But yes, you're absolutely right, Rob. That's the whole point. Those architects layouts do not have to be for an architect. They could be for a real estate agent or a florist. So, and then, no, I know you're not a critic at all, but that's a really good point. I think that some people have all kinds of imagination. Like, some people would look at a landscaping and a house and say, oh, I have no idea what would make that look really pretty. And other people see, a blank canvas and say, we can do this here and that there and a tree here, and it'll make all the difference. And, have all kinds of vision. But in particular, I think if you're using this towards guiding your clients or giving your clients options, they really are more focused on a theme with particular images. So,
yeah, which we're trying to do. Car dealer is a good one. Generally, you get plugins that deal with car dealers, but certainly it would be a landing page.
Yep. And the computer repair, I got that one as well. So,
yes, we do have pet-orientated themes. There's a vet layout and another pet layout. I think if you search in the DiviCloud plugin, I think for pets or vets, you'll find pet-centric or animal-centric. We definitely have one because I used it. So I think it's called Pets.
Yeah, and I can search through and find that and follow up with, let's see, Mike.
Right. Anything else?
Are we good? All right. Well, this went a little longer than I had anticipated. So thank you all for your patience and for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And we are manning the chat rooms, the support area. So if you have anything, plop us a little question and we will get back to you as quickly as possible. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks. See you soon.